Hey everyone, welcome to my simple vintage coastal loaded file folder. Has all kinds of goodies inside of this. I'm starting with just a basic file folder and some walnut stain distress ink. And I'm just going to use a scruffy, really old scruffy ink pad. The top is off of it, so it's just kind of that felt portion of that, and it really lays down the ink really well. Next, I made a smaller pocket for the inside of the file folder. This is just for those small pieces like the little tags or anything that's smaller that you don't want to fall to the bottom of the file folder. So I just simply folded a piece of paper, made some gussets along the side of that, and then just adhered it to the back of the folder. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had added it to the front flap of the folder instead, but it works out, pretty well either way. And I'm just using some high-tech adhesive to secure that in place. Okay, next I'm going to tie a little nautical style bow at the top of the file folder. I'm just using some of this cording I found at the Dollar Tree. And I've cut a length and then separated the pieces of the rope. It's twisted together, so I untwisted it. And this is what it looks like. So you'll just want to untwist that and separate that out into 3 sections. Then I'll make a loop with gather each of the 3 sections together into 2 separate parts. So you'll want 2 lengths of that. And then you want to fold them in half. And then using your dominant hand, take that loop and go up under the left-handed loop. Take that same loop and bring the tail ends of the left-handed loop back through that loop. And there may be a different way to do this, and you may be a whiz at tying nautical knots. I don't know. This is just kind of the easiest way I found to do this, and I like the way it looks. So you may want to make your little the knot on this tight or kind of loosen it up. After playing around with it, I liked it looking really loose when I attached it to the folder. So next I'm just using some hot glue and just glue that in place. Next, I wanted to add this cute little stencil heart, this floating heart design to the actual file folder design. And that's what it looks like. But I'm going to be honest, and I messed this up to begin with. So this was the original file folder that I was going to use. So I'm going to go and show you the process of this because I did end up using the stenciled hearts. I just die cut the part of the hearts after it had dried. I die cut it with a tag die and then use that on the front of the folder. So you will notice that when you look really close. So I'm using a really pretty gold shimmery paste and just a plastic dowel. I think I got that from the Dollar Tree. And you want to load the back of your spatula and then just kind of trowel it over the stenciled area. And just work it into the stencil however much you're wanting to cover the stenciled part of it. So we're just going to see how this ends up looking once I'm done with that. So we'll just go through this part quickly. The next goodie in the file folder are these manila shipping tags. I'm going to do several different things to these, but first I'm going to add some background color using Vicki Boutin's art crayons. I'm using kind of this teal blue color, and I'm going to scribble a little bit of that onto a clear mat and then spray it with a little bit of water. I love these art crayons. You can get them really as dark or as light as you want them. I kind of wanted them a little bit darker. So just kind of swirl that around with a brush. And then I'm just going to take the tag and simply dip it down into the color. And there you go. And then I'm going to move and just add a little bit more color to the other tags. Okay, after drying the tags with a heat gun, I am going to distress around the edges again with that walnut ink and my scruffy ink pad. And then I'm using the Simple Vintage Coastal stamps. I'm placing several of the images on a large block, and I'm actually using the same walnut ink distress pad to give these just a little bit of color. They're for the background, so I didn't want anything too bright or too harsh. And then I just kind of picked up a little bit of the excess color with a paper towel. And then I'm just going to stamp those over the background of the tag. And then I'm just going to repeat that with the other 3 tags in the grouping. Again, that's just kind of the background. It's kind of how I'm thinking of a background paper for the tags. So then I can go back and layer different things on top of those. Okay, this is the first time I've made a little tag portfolio album using the journal cards, the 2x3 journal cards. So I'm actually taking a piece of 6x12 paper, and I'm going to make a pocket at the bottom. And here you can see I'm just trying to get the size, but I wanted it to be a little bit more sturdy, so that's the reason why the sides are so long. So I'm going to score this on the side here and then fold the edges in just to give a little bit more sturdiness to the side walls of the portfolio book. So when you fold that in, all that will be adhered down. And then I'm just going to trim away this little excess here and make a little tab. So that will go in. That little tab will go over, and that will be glued down, so that will go up. And this is what it looks like before I have everything adhered into place. I'm just using some double-sided tape here to glue the sides down. And just getting that nice and smooth. Using my hot glue gun to glue those edges down. And then for the center of that, I just simply cut a V into the center, just so that when you fold it together, that paper does not bunch right there at the bottom. Okay, so there you have that. So basically you just want to make this a little bit bigger than the actual cards. I wanted the cards on both sides of the folder. Next I'm using my crocodile to make the smallest hole in the center so I could thread through some of this white cording. This will hold the book together. If you don't want to do this step in particular, you can just use a piece of ribbon to keep it secured, or a large paper clip, a rubber band, just anything you want to use there to secure that together. Okay, so that wraps up all the tutorials of the loaded file folder. Now we're just going to take a look at a close-up of all of the cute little projects that are included inside. Thank you for joining us.